sluggish plumes of smoke hanging over the abbey roofs and the town and castle beyond, and smell the acrid residue of yesterday's fires. That shadow and stink had hung like a pall over Shrewsbury for almost a month, while King Stephen stamped and raged in his camp beyond the castle foregate, the one dry-foot way into the town, unless he could get possession of the bridges, and William Fitzallen within the fortress held on grimly, keeping an anxious eye on his dwindling supplies, and left the thundering of defiance to his incorrigible uncle Arnulf of Hesdin, who had never learned to temper valour with discretion. The townspeople kept their heads low, locked their doors, shuttered their shops, or, if they could, made off westwards into Wales, to old, friendly enemies less to be feared than Stephen. It suited the Welsh very well that Englishmen should fear Englishmen, if either Maud or Stephen could be regarded as English, and let Wales alone, and they wouldn't grudge a helping hand to the fleeing casualties, provided the war went on merrily. Cadfael straightened his back, and mopped the sweat from a tonsured scalp burned to the colour of a ripe hazelnut, and there was Brother Oswald the almoner bustling along the path towards him, with skirts flapping, and propelling before him by the shoulder a boy of about 16, in the coarse brown cot and short summer hose of the countryside, bare-legged but very decently shod in leather, and altogether looking carefully scrubbed and neat for a special occasion. The boy went where he was directed, and kept his eyes lowered with nervous meekness. Another family taking care to put its children out of reach of being pressed for either side, thought Cadfael, and small blame to them. "Brother Cadfael, I think you have need of a helper, and here is a youngster who says he's not afraid of hard work. A good woman of the town has brought him in to the porter, and asked that he be taken and taught as a lay servant. Her nephew from Hencourt, she says, and his parents dead. There's a year's endowment with him. Prior Robert has given leave to take him, and there's room in the boys' dortoir. He'll attend school with the novices, but he'll not take vows unless he himself comes to wish it. What do you say? Will you have him?" Cadfael looked the boy over with interest, but said yes without hesitation, glad enough to be offered someone young, able-bodied, and willing. The lad was slenderly built, but vigorous and firm on his feet, and moved with a spring. He looked up warily from under a cropped tangle of brown curls, and his eyes were long-lashed and darkly blue, very shrewd and bright. He was behaving himself meekly and decorously, but he didn't look intimidated. "Very heartily I'll have you," said Cadfael, "if you'll take to this outdoor work with me. And what's your name, boy?" "Godric, sir," said the young thing, in a small, gruff voice, appraising Cadfael just as earnestly as he was being appraised. "Good then, Godric. You and I will get on well enough. And first, if you will, walk around the gardens here with me and see what we have in hand, and get used to being within these walls. Strange enough, I dare say you'll find it, but safer than in the town yonder, which I make no doubt is why your good aunt brought you here." The blue, bright eyes flashed him one glance, and were veiled again. "See you come to vespers with Brother Cadfael," the almoner instructed, "and Brother Paul, the master of the novices, will show you your bed and tell you your duties after supper. Pay attention to what Brother Cadfael tells you, and be obedient to him as you should." "Yes, sir," said the boy virtuously. Under the meek accents a small bubble of laughter seemed to be trying, though vainly, to burst. When Brother Oswald hurried away, the blue eyes watched him out of sight, and then turned their intent gaze upon Cadfael.